Does independently produced animation have a future on YouTube? Quite frankly, I believe if things don't change, it won't. Please stick with me, this is going to be kind of long. As the structure of YouTube changes, it indirectly affects the type of content which is being produced on the platform. Small changes in the website's algorithm have severe unforeseen consequences for the kind of content the creators create, most of which I imagine go hugely unnoticed by YouTube. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ross. I've been producing animation on the internet under the alias Rubber Ninja or Rubber Ross for over 10 years. I started producing online animation content at an early age on websites like Newgrounds, and watched as internet content production basically went from being a creative hobby to a full-blown industry. From 2007 to 2011, I was finding work wherever I could, teaching classes and taking the odd freelance job. Growing up in Perth, Western Australia, I was kind of isolated from the rest of the entertainment industry, so I did rely pretty heavily on the internet to get my next paycheck. In 2011, I released a cartoon by the name of Derpcraft, an animation about my initial reactions to Minecraft. It kind of blew up, reaching about like 15 million people, and is still to this day one of my most successful animations that I've ever produced. To my delight, my channel became self-sustaining, and I was able to quit my teaching job and focus solely on producing animation for YouTube. Understand, I am not trying to gloat about this. I'm mentioning this because it's incredibly important to the point I'm trying to make. You see, for an animator to meet this same success on YouTube now, the standards they'd have to meet are so unreasonable that it's honestly quite upsetting. Since 2011, the structure of what YouTube's algorithm considers premium content has changed drastically. The cold calculating backend to YouTube now mainly looks for two things: minutes watched and frequency of uploads. Originally, a channel's earnings were more so determined on the amount of views you're receiving and the CPM you had negotiated with your network. This worked in favor of animation, as the content was generally short, about 1 to 2 minutes long, high quality, and very easily shared with friends. A piece of high-quality animation could take one person from about 2 to 5 months to produce. Frequent uploads for an independent animation channel are incredibly unreasonable requirement, and alternatively, animators have chosen to produce simpler animations in the form of animatics, lesser quality animated cartoons that kind of keep the same comedic vision intact. Though they still don't meet the second requirement. This is kind of what kills it, guys. Minutes watched. It's unreasonable and entirely unattainable for these channels. The golden number that I hear time and time again is around like 10 minutes or more. For an animation channel to achieve this, they'd need to be able to pay an entire staff of animators. That's an unlikely scenario for most. The longer the content, the higher the quality of the ads you'll be able to run on, and the better the CPM you receive. The sad truth is that, regardless of views, most animated content being produced now is at a loss to the creator. YouTube wants to maximize viewing time of any given user, so the algorithm is more likely to share the content that fulfills the requirement in the search engine results and suggested videos. These changes to the algorithm are normally made with the best intentions, such as putting a stop to abuse of the system. Some might remember the abuse that was going on around the Reply Girl phenomenon that was going on in 2011. In the Wikipedia article it states, "In 2012, YouTube updated its algorithm to give less weight to suggested videos, which were only watched briefly by users, announcing the site would be focusing more prominently on time watch." In an interview with the Daily Dot, Reply Girl Guyton said that she was earning about $15,000 a month, with at least 5 videos a day. While considered a positive change by most, this shows how drastically changing the algorithm can affect the content being produced. Don't believe me? Well, as of recent, YouTube has been offering the ability to become YouTube certified, something that lets individuals show potential or current employers that they understand the current structure of YouTube. I was able to attain direct information straight from this educational program. To save time, I'll quote sections pertaining to this discussion, but I will post the full transcript in the comment section below. Most people think that the value of a video can be measured by how many times that video has been seen. However, we now reward videos that have more time watched. This is a better reflection of the value of the content, rather than how many times it was seen. All major search and discovery algorithms are optimized for watch time throughout the site. Not all views are the same. Increasing videos' length just to get more watch time does not work because it affects audience retention. and does not increase time watched. Also, don't decrease watch time to increase audience retention. Focus on watch time, not views. Suggested videos are ranked by watch time. Value is not dependent on the individual video, it also depends on the viewing session from that video. Because of this, the most financially successful channels on YouTube are now the ones that thrive in this environment. Any channel that is able to produce 10 minutes or more of content on a regular basis is able to be entirely self-sustaining. I speak firsthand on this as a member of the YouTube channel Game Grumps. We produce 30 minutes of footage every day, something that is inconceivable for any animation channel to achieve. Now, understand, I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form is this kind of content bad. A lot of people find it very entertaining, and it's been popular on YouTube long before these changes. What I'm trying to say is that in changing this, they have unintentionally set the playing field for what content is being produced on their platform. Unless an animation production is being backed by an already established YouTube channel like Rooster Teeth with Ruby, it's going to become a more and more scarcely seen kind of content on YouTube. Please understand, the information about YouTube's algorithm isn't easily accessible and can be difficult to come across. Simply being involved in this business for many years, you hear this information passed around by networks in contact with YouTube and other content creators via the data in their analytics. This kind of upsets me, because, you know, like, I see a lot of young and talented animators that are now going entirely undiscovered and struggling to make a name for themselves. I mean, like, they can't put their hopes in a breakout success because it's unlikely they'll be able to sustain themselves, you know, and continue producing similar content. In saying our content holds no value due to its length, it's kind of undermining everything we've ever done. Also, I should probably say these changes are not recent, nor do they just hurt animators. There are plenty of channels producing high-quality content with an equally long production cycle. I personally feel that YouTube has unintentionally created an environment where quantity outweighs quality. The real question is, how should independent animators work around this problem? Well, I can think of one way, but in all honesty, it seems really drastic. Let's rethink this mentioned quote. Value is not dependent on the individual video. It depends on the viewing session from that video. What this means is, when you watch one video, if it links to an additional video from you or even another content creator, you are going to increase your minutes watched. If the animation community was to get organized and frequently pull together to make related cartoons, they could essentially create a larger viewing session via playlists and annotations, something that everyone would benefit from. Organization at that scale does seem kind of unlikely and quite extreme, to be honest. So I asked this to YouTube, should content creators have to go to such lengths to survive on your platform? And will you really be that surprised when they decide to go elsewhere? Food for thought. Anyway guys, thanks for listening. This is an issue that's very close to my heart, being an animator. If you want to take the time, I've made a playlist of 100 independently produced animations from people all over YouTube. So go give that a click and feel free to leave your comments in the discussion. This is a pretty serious issue that's affecting a lot of animators here on YouTube, and I really wanted to put my 2 cents up there. Anyway guys, thanks.
Do something cute. Much better.
In an interview with the Daily Dot, Guyton, a Reply Girl, said that she was earning about $15,000 a year and posting 5 videos a day.
$15,000 a month.